edition of OSU Extension Monthly. Actually, we're kind of in the middle of the month, aren't we, Katie?
Yep.
Yeah. So we got a little busy and didn't get our TV show taped earlier on in the month, but we're glad to be able to be here today. I think what we're going to talk about today, and this is Katie Hughes. She is our ag educator here at the Texas County OSU Extension Office. And I'm Arlene James, and I'm the Family and Consumer Science educator here at the Extension Office. And I had a request lately for a program on backyard chickens. And I would have never thought about that being something that someone might be interested in. So today we're going to talk about the art of happy chickens or happy hens and everything you need to know. Well, we won't cover everything we need to know, will we, Katie?
I guess not.
About raising backyard chickens. There is a craze going on right now, I guess if that's the term we want to use, about people raising chickens in their backyard. And I don't know, I thought maybe it was something that only happens in, like New York or Washington, D.C. or Colorado and, places like that. But I also found out, actually just this morning, that there are a lot of chickens raised in their backyard here in Texas County. And the first thing we have to know about raising chickens is what the law is. And I think you've got some information on the ordinances for at least the city of Guyman. You want to tell us all about that, Katie? Because I don't know what the ordinances are, and people wouldn't know, but you do need to know that.
So one would be the keeping, maintaining, or raising, including but not limited to chickens, ducks, and geese, within the city limits is prohibited. The keeping, maintaining, and raising will be permitted if the location of such operation is at least 3/4 of an acre in size, to where pens and houses can be maintained a minimum of 100 feet away from an adjoining residence. Keeping of the fowl in any area zoned for and used as a business is prohibited. Any operations under subsection B of this section must have the approval of the health officer or his authorization representative. All persons keeping and maintaining chickens, ducks, geese, or other fowls under the exception provided in this section shall keep their pens and houses in sanitary conditions, and failure to do so after notice by the health officer, chief of police, or any private individual who is a resident citizen shall subject to the party under trial and conviction to a fine as provided in section 1-108 of this code.
So actually here in the city of Guyman, you shouldn't have chickens in your backyard. Is that correct, according to that ordinance, the way I read it or heard it?
Well, that's what it says, so I'm assuming so.
I think that's right. I'm from Hooker, and I realize and know that there are some people in Hooker that do have chickens in their backyard. And so, different places have different ordinances. And there are some poultry activists that kind of want to challenge the law because they want to have that. I was well aware of a 4-H'er in the Yukon area here in Oklahoma that wanted poultry to be her 4-H project. And because she lived in town, she wanted the poultry because it's a smaller animal than, a lamb or a goat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't take near as much room, does it? And so anyway, they went to their city council and they were able to get permission for her to have her 4-H poultry project in her backyard. So the first thing you have to really do before you even start anything like this is to find out what the laws are. I think the reason that raising chickens in the backyard has become really important or really a big thing is because of this interest in local and organic foods. You think that's probably really true?
I guess.
Yeah. You know what? Some people, though, are raising chickens for pets. Now, I grew up, we raised chickens when I was younger, and I guess I just never thought of them as pets. Have you ever thought of chickens as pets?
No.
Not really, huh?
No.
Well, I think that a lot of people are doing that these days. And really the reason that people think chickens make good pets is because they say they can be really friendly. Now that hasn't been my experience with chicken. You know, I had an old rooster one time, and he was a mean thing, and he would flog me. And then we had hens who would lay in their nest, and of course it was always my chore to gather the eggs. I do not like chickens to this day because when you go into the chicken house or the chicken coop and you reach your hand under that little hen, or you reach it into the nest, which isn't very bright, and there lays a black snake. Oh my. Would that scare you? It always scared me, and it makes me not want to raise chickens because that is a predator of chickens, is a black snake. But you know, chickens can be very beautiful, very pretty. There's all types of chickens out there. I think that there are some breeds of chickens that do better in the backyard. Do you have some ideas on what those might be, or can you help our viewing audience know what might be a good choice if they decided they wanted to raise chickens in their backyard and it was legal?
You have the Leghorn, the Jersey Giant, the Rhode Island Red, and the Plymouth Rock.
So I think whenever we raise chickens, we have white ones, and those were probably the Leghorns. So we raise chickens for the purpose of eggs. And you know, there's a lot of confusion out there as to whether brown eggs are more nutritious than white eggs. And I think really you and I know that there's no difference in them, right? It's just that an egg is an egg and it has the same type of nutrition. Now, the nutrition value does depend upon how the chicken is fed. But just because of their color of the shell does not make any difference in their nutritional value. You know, the people who raise their chickens in the backyard and consider them their pets typically build some pretty elaborate coops for their chicken. I've seen pictures of carports, shipping crate. There's even plans out there to build your own like you build your home. Now, I think I've got a picture here. What do you think of this picture, Katie? What do you think of that coop? Pretty cool, huh? Pretty fancy, huh? I think it is too. And I think that I probably wouldn't have a coop this nice if I had chickens. But, you know, if they're your pets, and people like to do nice things for our pets. You know, if you live in town and you're wanting to raise your chickens in the backyard, you got to go before the zoning board of the city and find out what the requirements can be and get permission from them to actually build a building. So you can't just go out there in your backyard and build something, or you shouldn't, let me put it that way. I know probably a lot of people do, but most cities do have zoning laws about what can and can't be built. And so, you know, that's something else that you have to consider. You know, even if you just want to put your chickens in a fenced backyard, it's not wise to let them do that, especially without supervision. And if you have a garden, what do you think? What's going to happen? you're not going to have a garden, are you? That's right. So, chickens are a favorite food of several predators. I've already mentioned the black snake, and they will actually eat the eggs. They didn't really bother the chickens so much as they would eat your egg. So if you're raising chickens for profit, there went your profit. But foxes, coyotes, raccoons, hawks, and even humans can be a predator to chicken. I bet you like chicken. I like chicken. I like fried chicken. And I have a hard time really because we raised our chickens for their production abilities, for the eggs. And then once they were 4 or 5 years old and their egg production went down, then we would slaughter them and harvest them, I guess is the politically correct terminology nowadays. We would harvest our chicken and put them up in the freezer and have one of my favorite foods, which is chicken and dumplings. And so that was the way, that's my thought process about chicken. But, other people have different thoughts. To get eggs, the chickens have to have plenty of water. And, you have a waterer there, I believe, don't you? Can you show us? Yeah. See, it can be as simple as something like that. That, you can pick up at the local store. A chicken waterer, the chickens have to have water. If a laying hen goes without water for more than 12 hours, that will affect their production of eggs for up to many, many weeks. So water, just like for human beings, water is very important. It's also very important for our chicken. Now there's some comments out there about organic chickens and organic eggs, and there's debate as to whether or not the USDA's ruling on what constitutes an organic egg is correct or not. But the best way to ever get an organic egg is to raise your own chickens, because the ones you get in the supermarket may or may not truly be organic chicken. I have some other things here. This is a feeder. Chickens like to eat. Most of the chickens, they like to peck, so they'll get rid of bugs for you in your yard and things like that. But you probably will also want to give them some good feed. Another thing I have here is mealworms. This is a treat for the chicken, and if you go shopping and look at things that they have for chicken production these days, you'll see that they have all kinds of treats for chickens and all kinds of things that you can provide, because many people consider their chickens their pets. I talked about a nest, and I have a nesting box here. Now, anything, you can use lots of hutches and boxes, and they can be a lot bigger than that, but they can also be as simple as taking some plywood and making you a little box. The reason you want these nests is because then the chicken has some place to lay their egg. If you don't have this, they're going to lay them anywhere, and you have a hard time finding them. So, we don't have enough time today to really get into a whole lot more information about raising chickens, but if there is some interest out there for individuals, if they'd like to come into the OSU Extension office, we can help you with more information, give you more guidance. You can also pick up some books that are out there. There's several books that are out there that talks about raising chickens. So, there's a lot of information out there. Some is better than others. And if you come to the OSU Extension office, you're going to get research-based information on it that will help you grow a healthy, happy hen. That's Ashley Ming to join us. Ashley is our 4-H educator here in the Texas County OSU Extension office. And Ashley, we've been talking about chickens, and I just found out that you raised chickens when you were growing up.
Yep.
And you were just telling me that you got a request for this piece of equipment here. What is that, and what was the request?
Well, this is here is a incubator, so it'll hatch eggs, help kids or help people show the process. I actually had some schools make a comment about they wanted a little bit more about, or they've experienced it in the past, and I think it'd be a good experience for the kids. So I've got to meet up with them and hopefully get to show them how to use an incubator this spring. Kind of really excited for it.
It is an exciting thing. I've actually seen eggs hatch here at our office with that particular incubator. We have these incubators, and we do check them out to schools if they're interested in utilizing them. They do have to get fertile eggs or the process won't work. And we can help them with that. Katie or Ashley, either one, could help with that, or even myself for that matter. But the incubator, it mimics the hen setting on the eggs in the nest.
Yep.
So, and it has some certain requirements that you have to keep the eggs at a certain temperature, and you also have to turn the eggs. And there's a turner in there that rotates the egg. Now the hen does that in her nest with her beak and with her wings. She fluffs and moves her eggs around so that they are evenly heated, and you know, nature's pretty awesome, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So, but talking about that, could that be a 4-H project?
Yes, it can. They can be part of their poultry project, and one they can set a goal is or raise my own chicken from an egg, and I'll just simply have to get an egg and use an incubator and just basically mimic a mom chicken right here and take care of the little baby chicken.
Little baby chicken.
Uh-huh.
And then if they raise chickens, what do we do with them? I mean, what do 4-Hers do with chickens they raise?
They can enter, if they produce eggs, you can enter their eggs into the egg contest at the county fair, or you can even just basically take your chicken and show your chicken like you would show a swine or a cow. You could take your chicken and show your chicken on.
You ever shown a chicken?
I have not. I've always wanted to.
Me
but
either. I haven't ever wanted to because I don't know. I just hadn't thought about it. But you know, people make pretty good money showing chickens. I had an uncle who showed chicken, and as a grown man. And he spent lots of money buying these chickens that he would take to these shows, but he made a lot of money showing chickens too. So, you know, some people laugh about people who raise chickens. It really isn't funny because there is money to be made in raising chickens.
And
so.
it's a dying practice. I wouldn't say practice, but a dying show. Not a whole lot of people show. I believe this year at our county fair, I feel like we had more chickens than we had last year.
So, well, and that's a good thing. Well, you know, month of October's coming up, and there's some exciting things going on with 4-H. So you want to talk about some of those?
Yeah, October is National 4-H Month. The first week in October is National 4-H Week, so there's going to be a lot of fun activities. We're working on having a 4-H open house here at the Extension Center, where you guys can come and learn more about 4-H and what we offer and different projects, as well as get a free cookie or a drink along the way. I'm working on putting on a a bird feeder workshop, kind of related to the chicken, but more for wild birds. That's going to be coming up hopefully sometime in October. And we are in the process, me and our youth council of 4-H members is working on doing a 4-H fit walk. You guys might have heard of it. We tried to do it back in June, but we had a low attendance, so we decided to try it again sometime October, November coming up. It's just going to be a little walk where they get to go walk around a park or a designated area we find, and just get to go to different booths and learn about 4-H health and fitness. And being part of it, you'll get a t-shirt that says 4-H Fit Walk on it.
Hey, that's pretty cool. I like that.
Along with a couple other goodies, such as maybe a water jug and some health brochures and things like that.
Oh, it's a really cool water bottle. I saw it. You don't happen to have one with you, do you?
No,
right now?
I didn't grab one, but they're pretty. They're green and white, and they say 4-H
World. girls
Uh-huh.
in them. I like them.
They're pretty cool.
They're pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know, our statistic tells us that 2.8 times, our 4-Hers are 2.8 times more likely than other youth to have healthy habits. That's a good reason to get involved in 4-H if you're concerned about your health or want to be a healthier individual. We have a 4-Her that kind of her 4-H project focus, and she'll probably be helping with this Fit Walk. So be watching for information on that and come out and get involved. But is it going to be for any age, or is it just for youth, or what?
It's going to be from any age, ranges from any age 5 to
Whatever, huh?
yeah, whatever
Whoever
the older,
wants to come out.
yeah, whatever the older age group of kiddos are, and I mean, they get it'll be lots of funs and activities, and get to learn some healthy habits.
You know, it's really time for enrollment in 4-H.
Yes, it is. Our 4-H year runs from September 1st to August 31st, and since we're into mid-September, you can enroll, find you a local club, or stop by the extension office and we can find you a 4-H club. And it's enrolling, starting a whole new year. Get to basically start from scratch, create your new goals and your projects you want to do, and work towards those goals throughout the year.
You said local club. Can you tell me about where are the local clubs?
We have
in our county.
In Hooker, there's the Loyal Doers and the time out. Can I say Brad the club leaders' names?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Sorry. The
So I'll see it in editing.
okay. There's a club in Hooker, and it's Loyal Doers, and their leader is Brad James. In Guyman, we actually have 3 clubs in Guyman. We have the Clover Buds, which is a group from 5 to 8, and it's a non-competitive group, and that one's ran by Ray Marie Niedbauer. Then we have the Guyman Juniors and the Guyman Seniors. The Guyman Juniors ran by Ashton Wurzel. She's our
That's a brand new club, isn't it?
She's our new 4-H leader for the Guyman Junior. So she's looking for some new members to help her learn how to run 4-H. And then we have our senior club, which is Renee Bagley, and in Goodwell we have the Goodwell Eagles with Jancy Glover, and our final group is in Texhoma with Joanna Davison. We have
a group in Yarborough as well.
right,
don't we?
right. We do have the Yarborough 4-H club, and we're in the process of working on one in Hardesty. So if you know anybody in Hardesty that's looking to help with 4-H, look us up and we can try and figure out
We need
something.
a leader there,
Yeah.
don't we? So,
Yep.
4-H is one of those programs that we have to depend on our volunteers to make it a positive youth development program. And we know it's a positive youth development when we all cooperate and work together for the benefit of our young people. 1.8 times our 4-Hers are more likely than other youth to contribute to their community. So a big part of 4-H is community service. And I think through this next year we'll probably be looking at some activities and things that we can do to help out in the community. So I think that if somebody wants to call in and say we need some help with something, we would try to accommodate that need as best we can with the youth that we have.
Yeah.
We also know that 4-H youth do really well in school. Most of our 4-Hers are, up there with their grades.
Yeah.
They just have that. We teach life skills in 4-H. And one of the life skills is how to be responsible, how to be caring, how to be respectful, how to be, did I say responsible?
You did now.
Responsible. And, so that they just tend to do better in school. And so if you've had any thought about, you might want your child to be in 4-H, we have a new age requirement that is brand new this program year, so you want to tell us about that.
4-H, the new age is if you're in 3rd grade and 8 years old, you can be a 4-H member. You don't have to go through the Clover Buds to get to that. Where Clover Buds is 5 through 8 in 2nd grade. So as soon as you hit 3rd grade, you can join into 4-H.
And that's pretty awesome.
Uh-huh.
Because we've always had it be 9 to 19, right?
Yep.
So that's a big change in our program here in Texas County. Another big change that we had this year is moving into the Teen Leaders Council program. We're really excited about that. We are looking for those enrolled 4-H members that are in the 8th grade and up.
Yep.
To come and be part of that. And, you know, it'll be a fun thing. We're going to do some fun activities. We'll plan some things for other 4-H members, which is part of our community services. It's just, I'm really excited about it. And so if you're in the 8th grade and up and you're enrolled in 4-H, come talk to us and see what we have to offer for you, because I think you will enjoy it a lot. Go ahead.
And you don't necessarily have to have livestock to show it or be in 4-H. 4-H is anything from companion animals to home and home food nutrition, fabric and textiles. Bicycling, ATVs, tractor safety. It doesn't necessarily have to deal with large animal livestock.
That is true, and a lot of people don't really understand that. But you know, let's get back to our incubator here. If schools wanted to have a chick embryo project, could they come contact you? And
yes, just give me a call at the extension office, and we can set up get more information, and set up a time so that we can go ahead and do the incubator and hatch some chicks.
Hatch some chicks. That's a mouthful.
Yes, it is.
Hatch some chicks. So, anyway, kind of wrap up our program here today. There's some other things that'll be going on. In October, I will begin some parenting classes, and so if you would like to be part of that, right now I'm looking at having a play day type scenario where we actually have the children come with the parents, and while we're learning and we're playing with our children as well. Because one of the components of that curriculum that I teach, which is called active parenting, is that every day you do a little play with your children. So we're going to talk about how you can do that and how to make parenting just a little bit easier for you. So that's coming up. We'll have some diabetes education programs coming up, as well as some, the big thing that's coming up in 4-H is going to be our honors night.
Yes.
And that's where we honor.
Honors night is where we honor our 4-Hers on their achievements throughout the year. This year it's going to be on a Thursday night, and we get the kiddos get to turn in their record books, and we'll get awards for the record books. They'll get awards for even a couple of scholarships that they've tried throughout the year.
Mm-hmm. They get awards for their project work, for their winning in contest that shows that they've learned what they need to know to be successful. So we have a great program here in Texas County, so come check us out at the Texas County OSU Extension Office.